Welcome to my YouTube channel. This video provides a step-by-step tutorial on how to create a pull tab gift card holder for Christmas using the Itty Bitty Christmas stamp set and several different punches. This is the second project of my November series. The first project in this series is a poinsettia Dutch door fold card. For those of you who purchased my class kit, please take a moment now to make sure that you have all the pieces shown here. It should all be in the envelope provided, and I've also added the dimensions if you want to create this project from scratch. For any additional crafters that would like to follow along with this project, a full list of materials can be found at my blog post. Let's start with our 3 3/4 by 5.5 base for our gift card sleeve. It's scored at 2.5 and 5. And I'm going to show you now how I stamp this. For my class participants, we'll get to assembly in just a moment. I'm using the Stampin' Write pens to add ink, just to make sure I'm not putting it on the bottom half of that stamp. I only want the to portion of this stamp at the top. And then I'm cleaning it off. And then I'm going to ink up the from portion of this stamp. I'm going to use tear tape to close off this sleeve. And for my class participants, this is already attached. Now you're going to fold along the score lines away from you. The tear tape is still on the top. The stamped portion is on the outside of the sleeve. Keep folding in that same direction on both lines. And then burnish it with your finger. I'm using a bone folder. You can use a spoon. Anything to get these creases sharp and flat. Now you're going to remove the backing of the tear tape. And take care here, because this is really sticky adhesive, to lay this down evenly. And there we have our base. And now we're going to decorate the outside using designer series paper. You can see that I'm lining up one edge of the designer series paper and just wrapping it around. You don't have any folds in the paper that I've provided in our class kits. So you're just folding it around, trying to get it nice and tight. And now we're going to glue it. I'm using tear tape just because that's what I had on hand. You can use any adhesive here. Okay, make sure to line it up in the middle before you glue it down. And glue it one more time. And now our gift card base is complete. Next, I'm going to show you how I shaped the pull tab portion of this gift card holder. I'm using the Delightful Tag Topper Punch. There's 3 different sizes here, and I actually saw a tutorial on using this punch on a piece of paper that was wider than 2 inches. You're still able to just fit it through. I use that blue painter tape as a guideline, and it's going to leave these extra little pieces. If you have a 2-inch piece, you won't have these little arms of paper that you need to cut off. But if you're using something bigger, which I am for this gift card, it still works. All right, now you should see a score line at about 1 inch on your class kits. You're going to fold that over. Again, you want to burnish it. This is a bone folder. Use your finger, the back of a spoon, and you can fit it in nicely. It's a nice snug fit with these dimensions. I'm punching out a tree and a 2-inch circle punch. It's the pine tree punch from the gold, one from a matching coordinating colored piece. The green here is shaded spruce. The red is real red. And now I've embossed, I did this off screen, I embossed this 2-inch circle punch with the pine wood planks embossing folder, just to give us a little bit extra texture on this card front. And now gold on gold would probably get a little bit lost, so what I did for this project is layered the 2 trees. Use just a little bit of liquid glue here, you don't want a lot. I layered them so that it kind of looks like a little shadow. It's just offset just a little bit. Doesn't have to be perfect here. Again, I caution if you use liquid glue, use it sparingly. I got a little bit on this gold paper, so I'm just wiping it off. And now I'm going to stamp my front sentiment, Season's Greetings. Again, this is from the Itty Bitty Christmas stamp set. And now for labels, when you're using label punches, with any of these punches, it's really great you're using it upside down. You're looking at the punch so you can line it up. And now I'm going to lay out my various pieces. I'm going to see if I want this to be a vertical layout, or you could also do this horizontally. For my class participants, the inside sentiment, I actually stamped it on both sides so you can choose. So right now that's what you're doing, is selecting, do I want it vertically or do I want it horizontally? I'm going to go with vertical here. Now that I've laid it out and figured out how I want to assemble my pieces, I'm gluing down the 2-inch circle punch and then the Christmas tree. And I'm going to use my stamp block here just because there's extra ridges on the 2-inch circle punch. I want to make sure that this is glued down flat. You can set anything flat on top of it. You can hold it down with your fingers. We just want to make sure that it dries completely adhered. Now I'm stamping the inside sentiment. All of these stamps are from the Itty Bitty Christmas set. You can now glue this down onto the green piece. Make sure that it's the side that has the flap, the 1-inch flap. When I use liquid glue here, it's preferred so that way I can wiggle it around and make sure that I've got it centered on my green pull tab. And now I'm applying, you should see in your kits, 3 black dimensionals. These should be left over from the first project. I'm just using my fingers, picking them up, putting them down onto the back of this little Season's Greeting label. Remove the backing, and then place it down. My tip for feeding through the ribbon is put both pointed ends in through the back, so you have a loop on one side and the 2 pointed ends on the other, and just feed it through the loop. And then pull gently. If you have any fraying of the ribbon, feel free to cut it just to finish off your project. Thank you for joining me for November's classes. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. See you next time.